Season 2, episode 2. What up, man?
Season
What
2, episode 27, but also
Ain't that
episode 2. Huh? We got
either or.
Yeah, season 2, episode 2 / episode 27. We have our guest today, BSD Bandit. What's going on?
Yeah.
Hey,
This
drum roll.
dude is hype. He's always hype. Check out his Twitter. This dude is always hype. Before we jump into our guests, you know who I am, Bunee Flacs. I got the Silver Syndicate, Lucid Perspective, BuneeFlacs.com, and also Showboat.com. More to come for that. We're just not going to jump into that right now. We got King Arthur.
Yeah, Showboat. What up, man? Y'all know what time it is. And more than ever, unify and thrive. Goddamn, I'm saying one more time for y'all. Unify because they're going to divide and conquer. This ain't the time, but unify and thrive. Y'all know what time it is. Websites, 2020 Faces, cuttyup.com, mvgrindstone.com. What's up? Episode 2.
Facts. And if you have been following me for some time, you would know that 3 years ago, I met up with this dude. I was doing my interview with the Hacker series. There's only 3 episodes, so it's very exclusive. Okay. This was when I had a YouTube channel. I was very new to the DC, Arlington, Northern Virginia hacking community. I was doing a little channel there. I met up with BSD Bandit. We talked for like an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah, man.
And it was super dope. It was super dope. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. But we are happy because we got him back. He's on figuring shit out. What's going on, man? How have you been? How have you been, bro?
Man. Been feeling good. Life is good. Fam is good. You know, I'm just enjoying and riding the waves in this crazy thing that we call life.
Ain't it though? Count them blessings. That's right. Hey, bro.
Yeah, man.
Before we get too funky in this thing, bro, what the hell is a BSD Bandit?
Oh, let me break it down. Let me break it down for you. So BSD stands for Berkeley Software Distribution.
Again,
I've been a fan of Unix for a long time. Unix is everything to me. I still use it to this day. I started using BSD in college, and I just never let it go. And that name, BSD Bandit, created in 1999. I still have the AOL email address.
Wow.
BSDBandit@AOL.com.
AOL still around?
Yeah, it's still around.
AOL still getting productive somewhere. Who owns AOL?
Yeah.
Who goes on crazy?
I don't know who owns it now, but yeah, I check my mail from time to time. I use it for special occasions.
They still got instant messenger?
Yeah, they do.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's still rocking. You know,
I'm about to
it's like 2 or 3 people. Oh, you brought it back with the Sidekick. Heck yeah, man. That's
my Sidekick 3, T-Mobile Sidekick.
What? Sidekick 3. Let's take it back to the Motorola time ports. Let's take it back to the Star Trek. Let's just throw it all out there.
I'll be seeing your game and stuff, bro. You're always doing the retro gaming. That's what's up, man. I'll be looking at this like, yo, that's crazy. You got all the old junks. You're always playing them. You just fired them up.
Well, definitely went on stage and seen Church is sweet. I know church go hard. I know your church is a big deal with virtual characters and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, he a gamer. Like he got he about this. Like
I'll put it to you this way: Commodore made me, Atari raised me, and the rest is history.
That's definitely different.
What was your figuring shit out moment? Is the question we ask everybody. This is one of our things we gotta ask. When BSD Bandit figured shit out, what was that?
That's when the world went into chaos.
Which time?
And when the world went into chaos, that was my come up. And when you know, again, when you start sitting back, when we had that time during the pandemic to sit back and reflect and look at what's really important in life, that was the figuring shit out moment.
Thanks.
Because that's when it's like, okay, cool. We see what's happening here. I know this is a time period where we all just need to sit down and really figure out who we are. Really figure out what our next move is going to be. Really figure out who should we have in our circle. These are things that you really had to figure out. I mean, for me personally, yeah, definitely. And then looking at the industry that I'm in with tech and seeing how all that was unfolding and unraveling and people unraveling.
Right.
So yeah, that was the figuring shit out moment. And I haven't looked back since.
So what is your field in tech? You mentioned your field in tech. What is your field in tech? Like, where do you
So in tech, right now I'm in the security industry, but I'm not industry, if that makes sense. Okay. So my passion is for people. Still to this day, I truly believe if it don't challenge you, it don't change you. Okay. So I'm always looking into the future, looking at how can I shape this thing and make it for what it is, or make it better, pretty much.
Right.
But and that's what we, pretty much wanted to talk about. Like I wanted to talk about today is just more so the future's coming. And
say it again.
Well, it's here, but I mean, it's really coming, and it's really at a fast pace, right?
It is.
Again, we've got all of this technology. We got AI. We got robotics. We have newer languages. Crypto. Like, I mean, and look at what crypto's doing now.
Too long to name.
Yeah. But here's the thing. This is where it comes back to, I call it the Great Reset. Because before we had the dot-com boom, the dot-com crash, or the Y2K. That was just a little bit. That was just a preview.
A glimpse. Right.
A glimpse, of what could happen. This time around, the Great Reset is actually happening. And now it's to the point where it's like, okay, either you're going to figure out how to survive, or you're going to get swallowed up whole by the conglomerate and everything that comes with it.
Right.
And a lot of people are getting swallowed up whole.
Right. There's so many. So like, there's so many. I was on Twitter today, and there's like so many people losing their jobs in tech. It's like there's a lot. There seems to be like a lot of downsizing, a lot of companies going under. You know what I'm saying? Metaverse lost billions over the past year. It's like there's so much happening at once.
Employees.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. It's like you hear it, we're desensitized, right? You hear, 10,000 laid off over here, 5,000 off over here.
Right.
These huge conglomerate companies that have been around for decades are starting to feel the pinch. And it's like, if that can happen to them, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying?
So I got a pushback for you. So are they really feeling the pinch? They lost 11,000 employees, but they still got over 100,000 on the payroll. You feel me? Like, and then they also have other businesses that they run and provide employment for. So it's just not back in the day when they had the major layoffs, the railroad days. It was another railroad to run to, right? Now it's 1,000 other tech jobs to run to remotely and OT. So I ain't want to get on my high horse, but
no. This is true but here's the thing right now, right? The thing is, we have to understand, we have to reprogram. Because a lot of people, when they lose their job, they think it's over. And then they just got to take anything that they can get their hands on next. Again, there's jobs and there's careers. Two big different things. A job, Pizza Hut, DoorDash, these are jobs, right? To get you to the next step. Careers, doctor, lawyer,
cybersecurity analyst.
Cybersecurity analyst,
Database administration.
Those are careers. Yep, those are all careers. And you got to get to the point where it's just like, all right, you know what? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the people at Facebook are panicking, and it depends on how you built. Depends on how you built, and it depends on how you looking at things. If you're just alive, if you're just living for the check, you're already done.
Facts. That's real.
Because eventually, one day the check's gonna stop, and then what do you do? And a lot of people haven't figured that out yet. What makes it so amazing with the internet now, and with everything tech, right? There's so many different directions to go into. You just have to believe and just take that first step. And I think a lot of people are afraid to take that first step because they've gotten so comfortable being on the big machine.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
I
even,
remember. Go ahead. Well, I was gonna say,
quick. My bad. I was just saying right quick. You mentioned a great reset, right? And I was just saying, actually, it's about to be a blessing, right? Because they just used the big machine, but most of them are about to go into a higher tax bracket or a better paying job if they had the right skills and credentials from where they just came from, right?
Right. So, and I'm glad you said that. So let's break that down, right? I look at the computer game just like the music game. You're only as good as your last configuration. Right?
That's a quote.
So, so you look at it this way, right? When you're creating programs or you're working on different things and you're doing configurations for, probably just starting out for free, that's your mixtape. Now you're passing out your programs and everything else to different people, hoping that somebody will take a look at it. Those are the DJs.
Oh,
and
shit.
somebody starts using your program and start passing it off to A&Rs, which is the IBMs, which is the Red Hats, which is the other big companies, the Facebooks, the Twitters. Then they start getting a hold of it like, okay, who made this program? And either two things are going to happen. Either they're going to give you a contract, which is the job, right? Or they might want to partner with you, or they might just want to buy you out.
Right.
And that's all like the big banks, I call them record labels. People call them.
That's a great analogy.
People call them record labels. Yeah.
Right.
And then as you become seasoned in the industry, then you could kind of move out on your own. This is where consulting is concerned. And this is where people go doing their independent projects. And they're making more money because they went independent. So they're doing their own promotion, which is podcasts. They're marketing, which is branding, right? They're doing it all themselves now. Exactly. They're writing their own code. They're writing their own code. They're looking at royalties now from the code that they write. They're looking at creating other platforms to help bring other people up. Which is crypto,
selling courses.
NFT. Exactly. Right. NFTs.
And these was the same folks who were scared when they got the layoff. Like, it's gonna be the same as that people that was gonna be telling us in 2 or 3 years, bro. I got laid off, bro. I didn't know what to do. I was shaking. I was telling jury, goddamn, I was hungry outside. But then I sat down. I got dark. It came out.
They got nervous. You know what? TikTok is taking over their brain.
Yeah.
If you think about it, people are quick to go TikToking than actually sit down and actually try to learn something different or try to figure out their path. Yeah, try to build something.
It's crazy. So everything we're talking about is crazy because it's like you can, in a sense, like how you related it to music, right? So back in the day, the goal was get a record deal, get signed to a major, right? And then they're going to fund all your endeavor. But at the end of the day, it was a loan, right? You had to pay it back. So now it's like, okay, everybody's looking at these big conglomerate companies, a lot of them weigh them heavily, like, oh, if I could work for this company, I'll make it. Whatever. So it's like you're selling yourself again as an artist to a record deal. But if you go independent and you figure that shit out, you can make your own, you can make your own way. That's what, as you said, podcasting, branding, marketing. I mean, and everybody is doing it. There's so many people doing it. You would think it's saturated. But at the end of the day, you just you have to sell who you are. You have to bring who you are to the market. So, and if you're a likable person, if you're entertaining, you're pretty much golden. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing here. So,
listen, this is crazy. This is what we do. We're building here because here's the thing: nobody owns the internet.
That's true.
If you think about it, nobody owns the internet.
So is it decentralized?
They trying real hard. They trying real hard, bro. Yeah.
They trying. Anybody, just like you said, you need an internet connection, a phone, a laptop, not even something crazy powerful. Zoom here is cheap. Super Skype, ubiquitous. You know what I'm saying? There's so many avenues. What would you say is the future of technology? Like, we know technology is not going anywhere. Computers, code, internet, these things are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. But what would you say the tech world will look like 10 years from now or 20 years from now?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. It's going to be more robots. I truly believe this. You know how they have how you're driving and you see the bicycle lane? there's going to be a robot lane, and the robots are going to have rights.
Ooh, right. Oh, we talk about Matrix type stuff.
Ooh, robots are going to have rights. Yeah, we talk about smart cities.
Right. Okay.
Smart cities
talk to
project.
Talk to him, man.
Yeah, man. The smart cities is coming. The thing, they called it the Wireless Cities Project, and they changed the name to Smart Cities, right? Mm-hmm. So with smart cities, that's why if you notice, there's an influx of people moving back into the city.
True.
You notice people are moving back into the city. The gentrification is at an all-time high for the cities, right? They're putting all these different places, eventually robotic police officers. Saw the robotic dog in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's almost like if you think about where we are in 2022, how different the world was 20 years ago in 2002.
Exactly.
Right? And then fast forward 20 years from now to 2042, how different it would be today, from then. It's like, it'll be astronomical.
It is, because here's the thing. 20 years ago, we didn't have color cell phones.
You sure didn't.
The cell phones were black and white. The first color cell phone I ever had was a Sprint PCS phone.
Right. We didn't have shit 20 years ago. We barely had internet. We barely had, what was it?
We was holding on, had to pull up the antenna just to get reception.
Right. Fucking Napster. I think Napster was bubbling a little bit, or LimeWire.
Everything that y'all are saying is just keep making me come back to the expeditious speed of growth of things, right?
Right.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier how fast things are going, but when you really think about it, it's going so fast that when we look again, like he said, the robots is gonna be smart contract out to where if you litter, you can have a ticket on your digital wallet before you even get a chance to know you dropped the trash on the floor.
Right. And here's the thing. Here's the wild side about it. If you look at it, right? Robotic police officers, right? Robotic police dogs, robotic pilots. Why do you think they're testing out the Tesla with self-driving cars and other energy-related cars, right? If I was a mechanic right now, I would start learning how to program and start looking at some of this software,
right?
That the Teslas and the energy and the electric cars are using, and learn how to program them.
Facts. That's looking ahead.
Your money right there. Yeah, that's looking ahead. There's your money right there. Yeah, take a course, find out what Tesla's using, and you start taking the course to learn that. If I was a mechanic, that's how I would look at it, right? Again, learn how to work on the charging stations. Learn about them. Learn how they work. Because hey, you might be the person that can work on the charging station or create your own business where you're selling charging stations. You're a franchise owner of those charging stations, and you're actually
right. Because we
don't be just a consumer of the future. Don't be just a consumer of the future. Be a creator.
Again, all the ideas. You watch this interview, watch this video, and then come back to it 10 years from now, and then everything we talk about is going to be You had the chance to figure that shit out today.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? The beautiful part about the internet, you might not figure it out today, but you can rewatch this video and figure it out tomorrow and the day after and the day after. And if you missed something, come back to the video and you can still figure it out.
Word.
Man, Earl Nightingale had the goddamn on the court, right? And then he said, well, listen to it every day. He had no idea that in 2022, I'd be listening to it every morning. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And he brought the radio in like 1950 something, probably 40.
Exactly. It's real. And look at this. Look at this, right? The world is full of sensors. Everything is sensor based. From your remote starter to your car. Yeah, the IoT, the remote starter to your car. What do you think airports are going to look like 20 years from now? You're going to be paying with an NFT for your card or your passport.
NFT. I got NFTs out there. If you want to go get them, I'll put the link in there for that. I'm still trying to sell them.
There you go. Shameless plug.
Are you looking for a media agency that covers all the creative tasks that make a business successful? Lucid Perspective produces elegant, high-resolution graphics and logos, high-definition and 4K video, complete with treatment concepts and innovative editing. Lucid Perspective provides photography services such as fashion, advertisements, product or service, and aerial photography. We also help businesses build their brands from the ground up with complete campaigns that will make your business attractive to your target audience. We can bring your brand to the masses with our effective and strategic marketing campaigns to include sales funnels, eye-catching advertisements, breakthrough digital marketing through social media, and other digital avenues. Visit lucidperspective.com today. So I was on the NFT wave, right? Has that? Yeah. I mean, I haven't checked it out in a while. Has it died down? Because I know there was a period of months where it was like everybody was jumping on, people selling them for hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Is that still a thing, or has that? I feel like it slowed down a bit.
It's slowed down, right? Mm-hmm. But the true survivors, the people who are really true to it, it didn't die. Okay. They just figure out another way. Think about it. When Wall Street crashed, right? Stocks crashed. Mm-hmm. The people that were really true to day trading, they stuck with it. They had some bumps in the roads, but they stuck with it until they could get their stock back up.
Right.
And get their money back up. So it's no different than with NFTs and crypto in general. You really just got to stay true to it. You got to have your ear to the internet every day, every second.
And crypto,
because if you don't, you can miss something. Oh yeah.
And crypto's been
that's the internet. That's the internet. The crypto that's the internet. Like you gotta have your ear to that game. Like even if career wise, entrepreneurial wise, right? Like who was it? I wish I could Idris Sandu. I hope I said it right. I probably did. Buddy got the wearable, right? So now his clothes got the chip on it, right? So you know, why they got the chip in the skin, so when I do buy. So we ain't doing that here just yet. So he put it on the clothes, right? Okay. He got it on the clothes to where he could just NFT to pay for stuff, right? Or be identified, you know, you need to identify in his clothes, right? So
yeah, that's dope.
That's imagine going to the airport or something like that.
Yeah, and like I said, get creative. There's so many things to get into. You know, think about it. They're gonna have smart locks for apartment buildings
already.
That makes me nervous. You know what I'm saying? When we come to like locks, physical locks, and hacking and the things that we've seen. I'm not in that. Yeah. We could do that. I'm not in that. I'm not as deep as I was, but just knowing what I learned during that time frame where I was in OffSec and OSCP and trying to get into that, it's so easy. It's crazy, and it's not even. There's like, bro, it's trippy. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got a smart lock. Yeah, you call it smart. It locks your house, it protects you, but somebody could figure out how to fucking crack that shit.
Exactly.
You know, they'll find a vulnerability.
Scam?
What scam?
Speaking of that, did you see the scam that people are pulling with renting houses?
Nah.
Oh man, I was watching the news the other day. So what they're doing, they're actually, one person got a hold of a fake lease, and the people, they was looking online for people looking for like
to rent out
housing rentals, to rent out. And they were saying, hey, you can send me your deposit. They was getting people's deposits. Send the deposit over and then come and look at the house that you want.
Wow.
And then when they walk up, the person's like, hey man, I help you. Like, yeah, I'm here to see the house today. My house is not for sale. No, it's for rent. I got all this information from XYZ. Aren't you such and such? Scams.
Social engineering.
Yeah, man.
And they send them a lease through the mail, or I'm assuming through email, with PDF.
Through the email. Yes, through the PDF.
It's so easy nowadays, bro. It's
and the DocuSign.
Let me tell you something. Last week, somebody knocked on my door. It was like 7:38 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is? It was a Saturday. I'm like, who is this dude?
No.
He had he had a yellow vest, like a construction vest, a construction hat, all this stuff. Apparently, I don't know if it could be real. I haven't done. I just sent him on his way. But basically, he was like, he's a contractor through Dominion Power, and he was supposed to change out my the power thing on the back or whatever the side. I'm like, bro, I don't know you. I didn't get a notification. Right. I got no email. I got no phone call. You knock on my door Saturday morning. I don't know you from nowhere. You got the vest and thing, and you holding a little thing and a pamphlet. That don't mean shit to me.
I mean that exactly.
But the next person would be like, okay, just go back there and fix it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Tied up.
Yeah, no. I was like, bro, I ain't the one. Just go to the neighbor's house, bro.
Yeah, they trying to scam. Like it's so many scams at an all-time high, And that's what I'm saying. With all of this stuff that's like on the rise, look at the kids programming. Look at the kids television shows. Mm-hmm. Look at the stuff that they're dropping in there. Look at the Simpsons episode. Everybody trying to figure out how they predict this stuff, right? But again, you just got to have your hand on the pulse. So they're not doing anything that we're not doing. Come on, and you gotta have your hand on the pulse and just say, you know what? Come on. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna figure this out. All right, look.
You didn't have to
think about it with fashion, right? Art and fashion, right?
Yeah.
Right.
NFTs, fashion. There's ways to like sell your clothes, and there's so many people selling clothes and building their own brands and whatnot. You remember back in the day, it was either Pele, or I missed the Carl Canard days, like Fat Farm.
Remember
right?
Hugo Boss?
Boss.
I can name all this shit from the 90s. Nobody even heard about. Like, what's
exactly.
that? What's that?
Oh,
bro,
I'll take it back even further. Brooklyn Mint.
Okay. That might be before my time.
I don't know that one. Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Brooklyn Mint was Biggie's clothing line.
Wow. Okay. He always wore DKNY or some shit like that. Okay. He must have.
But he had a thing. There was Brooklyn Mint. Yo, there was so many, like I said, and the only reason I found out about it, because back in high school, I was into the mixtape scene heavy.
Okay.
Like, so I used to travel to Brooklyn. It was a DJ called DJ Orange Juice or whatnot. He was out of Brooklyn. I used to travel, and that's how I found out about Brooklyn Mint.
Well, yeah, I never heard about that.
Travel all the way from Yonkers to Brooklyn just to get a mixtape.
That's crazy.
Wow.
You taking it back?
It definitely did no more.
Back to back. So what would you say is, what is new in the security world? Like anything we should be, I know there's social engineering, like we talked about, there's all these scams and things. What does the regular person that just wants to live their life without getting scammed, what is something they should keep in mind or try to prepare themselves? You know, we're coming on the holidays. This is always a time for scams and all that shit. People trying to get this holiday money. What is something you would say, I get 1 or 2 or 3 things you would tell the average person just to keep them a little bit more safe?
1, physically buy your gift cards.
Ooh.
Do
you even sell them online?
If somebody's sending you something, like,
facts.
If you really want something that bad, like, and if it's a store that's physical that you can get to, get it from there. Go there. That would be your best option. That way you can eliminate, and they can eliminate all the BS off front. Now, if it's a store that is actually online, I would go get maybe like a card with a limit of like $20 or $100, maybe a gift card. Buy your stuff with gift cards. Don't use your debit account.
That's real.
See
all those corporations get hacked. They get all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's smart.
So buy your stuff. Like, perfect example, if you're going out, right? And this is another thing too. If you're going out, hanging out New Year's Eve and everything else, don't use a debit card. If you have an Amex, put it on that. At least you get your money back if something happens, right? They have a little bit stronger foundation. Yeah. Don't ever use your debit card. That'd be one thing I would tell you.
That's great.
2, buy as much stuff as you can, just using just gift cards. And when the money run out, guess what? Go get another one and re-up.
True.
Go get another one and re-up.
And so for people that may not understand, what is the reason you leaning on? This dog just busted down. You see this dude? He just busted in here like he paid the bills. He
figured it out.
Yeah, he worked the door. Look at his face. What is the reason you tell people not to use debit card? Like, what are some of the security concerns with debit cards?
Well, the thing is, scammers. Like the scammers, when you go on to pay for gas and you just swiping your card.
Yep.
Your information gets stolen that way, right?
What called skimmers? The skimming machine or the skimming thing?
Yeah.
Skimmers, yeah.
Yeah, the skimmers. So that's one thing. 2, say if you use your debit card and you forget that you're using it on a fraudulent site, right? It takes them forever to get your money back. Somebody spends $300 of your hard-earned money. You call the bank, you don't get the money back for probably like 10 to 11 business days. Right. 7 to 10 business days, right?
They take the money out right away though, every time.
Yes. Yeah.
5 seconds, that shit's gone. Out the
exactly. 5 seconds for 7 to 10 business days. And then you got to answer all these questions and everything. Was this you? No, I don't live in that state. But it's still 7 to 10 business days before you can get your money back because we have to do an investigation.
Not counting
mind
holidays.
You,
Slow
right.
money.
Now, mind you, it's Christmas time.
Slow money.
So it's mad scams out there.
Yeah. So that's why I say
mad scams ain't nobody working.
Right. But that's all right. The PPP loan people, they coming to collect, y'all.
I seen that. I'm so glad I messed with that. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me get the dog out the room. We'll come back to that. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. Come on, buddy.
That's funny.
Because
PPP people, man.
The PPP people, the people coming for y'all. If y'all don't have legit businesses.
All right, hold on.
So, like I said,
Okay,
Monday.
PPP.
He ain't gonna beat you up like Stewie did. He gonna
with the dog?
No, Uncle Sam. My money.
So let me tell you, let me start it off like this. When that was happening, I got a couple businesses. I'm not gonna put no names out there, but I got hit up with people that were like, yo, I'll do the application for you. Give me this information. Just cut me, what was it, like 5%, 10%, 25% something. And I was like, 25% of what? They're like, I'll get you $20,000. I was like, what the fuck? And then they wanted like 5,000 out of that. And it was a handful of people, and I seen all these people doing it. I know people that did it, and I had people hit me up to and I was just
to try to do it. Yeah,
this
they on the street still. They're still free.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about nobody, but I have heard that they coming for people. But at the same time, it's like, yo, I'm so glad. I didn't want that shit on my conscience, like waiting, looking over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, the court probably got one day with like goddamn 50 PPP people at a time. Everybody get the same goddamn rule, the same judge.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Listen, the sting operation is coming, folks. So if you was one of those PPP people that had like fraudulent businesses, they coming for you. Hey, it ain't my fault. Like
it was almost too good to be
thing.
true, and I get the enticingness, if that is even a word, is like, yo, I could get 20 G's off the rip just for doing what?
But nah, this is what the culture teaches you. This is what the culture teaches you. Every time the dude in the hood hands you the bag of money to get right, don't take the money. Then y'all see lottery ticket. Bow Wow was balling for about 3 days. Paranoid and scared to death. They had $1.
But not even that. You take the money, now you an accomplice.
Gosh, so much.
Oh, you talking about the people that are doing the applications for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people cleaning up. I know people cleaning up. You know.
For now. Here's the thing. Because think about it.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Because think about it. Nothing lasts forever. It's always. I've seen this movie too many times. You see, hey, look, I grew up in the 80s era of New York.
Right.
We know a lot of people. We don't have to say names. We know a lot of people. When you see them back in the day, they had the fresh blue jacket, the new Kawasaki with the fresh Jerry curl and a Yankee hat, right?
Right.
You see them today, they probably toothless and barely making it.
Yeah.
Or they inside.
Yeah, man.
Waiting on the PPP people.
But I mean, there was a legitimate way to do it. But I mean, I know a lot of people were just out there creating. I mean, I read the paperwork. I read the fine print. I was looking at stuff. I was like, I'm not eligible for this.
Nah,
I ain't gonna fuck with it.
This is one they created 12 months ago.
Yeah, like it's crazy. But no, that's how they getting all the. That's how. And look at all the folks every day. We're seeing folks getting like RICO charges and stuff. It's like, wait, where's all this sweeping coming from? You gotta look at all of that. Again, tech.
Right.
It all comes back to tech. People tell on themselves with these devices. They either TikToking what they've done. It don't even have to be rap lovers. It's just this. This is the device that can make location, you or break you.
Share affiliation.
They doing the money phone. They doing the spread on the carpet.
The
carpet looks terrible, but the money looks new.
Right. You see it all the time.
You see it all the time. But again, we got back to the future. So with the future, what we're looking at, like I said, robotic teachers. robotic teachers. I'm taking over. If I'm a teacher, I'm trying to pick up anything related to maybe behavioral engineering, studying of the human mind and the robotic mind.
Nice.
Because these are things that they're going to intertwine.
So this is a good question, right? Because we're talking about robotics and AI, right? Do you feel like there's a shift to where, okay, all the jobs people don't want, fast food, garbage men, and if they take those and automate them into some type of robotic society, what are the people who would have normally worked those jobs? Where are they going to go? Is that where everybody shifts into podcasts and gaming and doing shit online for entertainment, right? And that the robots do all the bullshit work that nobody wants to do? Like, is that where society's heading? Right.
That's where society's reheading. I say reheading, going back to again. Reason being, think about it. If this was the 1960s and 50s, how many groups out there were actually singing on the corners, trying to get a record deal to be noticed?
A few,
right? How many artists, and I'm just using maybe like the Temptations, the It's, the Lollipops. I'm just naming names back then, where everybody was a singer, everybody was trying to get into the music business, right? Right. Fast forward to the 80s, everybody was trying when hip hop, everybody was trying to rap, everybody was trying to get that record deal. Fast forward to now, everybody's trying to do the cash. Everybody's trying to figure out crypto. Everybody's trying to figure out NFTs.
They're trying to figure out the algorithms of these
platforms.
That's
exactly. Yeah, that's the thing, And now it's going to get to a point where it's just like, all right, cool. Building platforms on your own. Like having your own servers. That's where the Mastodon, learning how that functions. Okay. Right.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What is Mastodon? Put me on game. I've been hearing this word, but I haven't dove in for it.
Gotcha. I got you. So I just joined Mastodon. It's been 2 weeks now, right? When Elon Musk bought Twitter and started making all those changes in Twitter, people started flocking to Mastodon as an alternative, to Twitter, right? And all Mastodon is, everybody has their own. A lot of people have their own different server. InfoSec has their own Mastodon server.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can have your own server in the Mastodon universe, right?
Is it like Discord? Like Discord?
Yeah, it's kind of like Discord. Yes.
Okay.
It's the Discord. Yeah. So everybody has their own server, and then you invite people, or people say, hey, check out this server. And it's all open source right now.
Facts. Okay.
It's all open source.
Oh, this just came out this year? This month?
People started going to it this year.
It's man, dude. I did see a meme with it. Okay.
Yeah, to run.
Might as well jump on there. Started figuring shit out page. You got to be on everything.
Shit out page. Yeah.
I was very hesitant about going on TikTok.
Omnipresent.
remember King was talking about TikTok. I was like, should we make one for the podcast on TikTok? I was
TikTok is not for me, man.
I know. It's difficult. It is very difficult. You check. We got a page.
It's not something we're used to.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm used to Instagram. I'm comfortable with Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. But I made a TikTok to have it, to get the name. Hopefully nobody tries to take it. But if you go up there, there's old stuff. It's not even nothing. But I'm not even trying to build.
I did one TikTok video. That was it.
You dancing birdie. He was doing it.
It just me being my normal self. And then doing the Monday morning videos, the motivational videos.
Yo, real quick. Yo, the Monday morning tweets, bro. Those videos, they carry me a lot of times, bro. They're so hyped. They're uplifting the positive first thing in the morning.
Let me go check
Twitter. BSD Bandit on Twitter.
On Twitter.
BSD Bandit. It's definitely dope, man.
Thank you.
So many people that need
much, man.
Because the world and news and the state of everything is everything's so negative. People wake up and first turn on your computer and a browser got fucking mass shooting, man. This crazy stuff. So we need.
Bro, you gotta unfollow that shit.
No, I'm talking about you open the browser. I gotta open the browser to the remote in. So you're saying change my homepage? Okay, I got you. That makes sense.
Nah, yeah.
You know what?
I'm a Yahoo dude too, so I get it.
Yeah. But you know what? What's helped me through all of that? Again, before I even jump on the internet, meditation, listen to some music, take a walk. I don't care if it's cold outside. Put your iPods, your earpods in. Take a walk.
It was 33 degrees this morning. I was out.
Listen, that air is clean and crisp when it's cold and it's quiet.
First
thing, you got time to think, and then you mentally prepare yourself for what you're about to see when you open that laptop up.
Every time. Up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna change my homepage to nothing because it'll be like,
you gotta stay prayed up, man. That's
drama. You gotta stay prayed up, man. Prayed up, and you just gotta take those steps to control your energy. Don't let this internet control your energy, because once they control your energy, they have everything. Yeah, and
it's so easy.
Yeah, and for folks out there, if you're in a high stress level job, I want you to stop. Just take the day off, right? If you have time,
mental day.
Take the day off and reset. And when you come back with a new mind and a new energy and a new focus. Because again, that job, just like the internet and life, is temporary. Everything is temporary. Enjoy the moments.
Mental health is important. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Enjoy the moments that you have. Soak it all up, because you don't know when you're going to get that opportunity again. Man, and people flying up out of here left and right.
Are you new in town or need a fresh cut on the fly? Let me show you a convenient way to hire a mobile hair care pro now. Simply download the Cuddy app from the App Store. Create a profile and have access to professional mobile barbers and stylists in your area. The Cuddy app allows you to browse for hair care professionals 24/7. View their profile and share your locations to find the nearest one. Once you've found the perfect pro with just a click of a button, have a professional meet you in a matter of minutes. This means no more worrying about running late, waiting for the next chair to open, or missing your appointment completely. Reclaim your valuable time and put your mind at ease knowing your hair care pro is on the way. Cuddy app is the only place to hire a hair care pro whenever you are ready, wherever you are. Cuddy app. Join the revolution today.
Speaking of that, right? So they got a job. They're stressed out now, like it, right? So I kind of people look, man, tech is so ubiquitous, it's changing so fast. If you sit down for about 12 to 18 months studying a particular thing, getting some search, right? You could probably find a junior position, and you'll forget that old life within a heartbeat, right? So as you're a security guy, right? So what would you say somebody should take 12 to 18 months of study, right? They want to get into or changing careers and to get into a security job.
So first of all, I would say, hey, what do you want to do? I know, like, security is broad, right? And when somebody asks me, hey, how do I get into cybersecurity? I'll say, all right, first of all, here are the options. Here's what like cybersecurity looks like. Do you think this is interesting? Do you think this is interesting? You know, pick one. You don't have to pick the whole thing.
Yeah, it's
right?
way broad. Yeah.
Just pick one. It's like somebody offers you a piece of cake, right? And you be like, and you've never had the cake before. You're not going to eat the whole cake. You're going to take one little piece. It might be the frosting. It might be the decoration on top, or it might be just the lower layer of the cake.
The cream in the middle.
Yeah, but you don't know until you try it. That's the thing. Same thing with cybersecurity. Hey, you might be interested in making websites. That's cool. Figure out. And there's plenty of resources out there and people to help you learn how web security works, right?
Yeah.
Use this tool as, like, I tell anybody, use the internet as your personal assistant to guide you to greatness.
So much information out there for free. So much information. It's information age.
So all of it, man. The internet. Because think about it. When you talk to a lawyer and they give you all this jargon, where do you think they get their information from?
The net.
Internet.
The internet. They got a place where
they ain't read a book in forever.
Right, they probably pay a subscription fee to get the jargon that they need to tell you.
Right.
Man.
Right?
This is a great time to be alive, to be honest. Like since the 90s,
I say
when
that
the internet,
often.
You do. When the internet, I remember we had late 90s, we had a computer. We had America Online. You know what I'm saying? And back, it was nothing compared to what we have now. But the fact that you can get on there and look shit up, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's like there's literally nothing that you can't find online as far as information, as far as something you want to learn. It's YouTube. Just YouTube it.
Yeah.
YouTube got literally almost everything you could, every question you can ask. It's up there.
Bro,
Someone
when
made
I'm
a
around
video
the kids, I find myself saying, when we hit it, I don't know. I said, guess what? We don't have to not know. We ain't got to not know.
No,
Let's find out.
You don't have to not know.
Let's find out. Let's find out right now. We've seen praying mantis eat hummingbirds. We've seen lava. We've seen salt. You know what I mean? Just bro. He ate a hummingbird. You crazy.
Listen.
Wow. I mean, look at that later. What?
Every time I wanted, unless to the newer generation, unless you've been through when you ask a question and your parents give you the Webster dictionary and tell you to look it up, I don't hear no excuses.
I remember those days. How do you spell this word? Look in the dictionary. I don't know how to spell it. How am I going to find it? Sound it out or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, you need a book?
Remember Encyclopedia Britannica?
Encyclopedia Britannica? Card catalog?
Do you think there's a handicap there? Do you think there's a handicap? Do you think that a handicap? Because me, I ain't the best speller in the whole wide world, right? And I move so fast, right? Sometimes, and I can't spell something, I try to look it up, or I don't give it as much mental energy to figure out how to spell it. Because why? Google got me, right?
Right.
You think that's made people kind of lazy?
Yes, leisure has made people lazy. So here's the thing, right? And here's how you combat that, right? Remember, it's all energy. We're all energetic beings, right? It's all energy. So you say, hey, you need something quick to figure out how to spell this word, right? Cool. You spell the word, you move on with your day. But try to focus that energy to come back to it so you don't have to rely on Google again. Think about it. When we learned mathematics, right? Like nobody's like the mathematics expert, right? Because there's always something new and always something new to learn in anything, right?
Right.
But you do understand the basics of mathematics. You know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide to pay your bills, right?
That's bad.
So, and you don't have to look up Google for that. You don't have to say what's 2 + 2. You know that off the jump. The basics, right? It's just for the advanced stuff, you might have to look up stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're using this tool that's been placed here, right? Some people take that tool and turn it into a crutch.
Right. I remember
bad.
Yeah, I remember back in the day. So this is like early 90s to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Everyone's phone number that I had to know, family, friends, whatever, I had to memorize.
Yeah.
And addresses and physical at home addresses. Today, I know 2 people's phone numbers, barely. Nobody else. If I lost my phone and I was lost in the desert somewhere, I can't call. Bro. Even if I found a payphone, I can't call nobody. You know what I'm saying? And as far as address, forget about it. Without GPS, I use GPS.
I don't go nowhere without. I go to the same place and still GPS it.
Yeah,
the same place and still GPS it.
Oh man, but you know what? It's real because it's crazy. Because like I still remember my old, and I haven't lived in Yonkers in years. 914-965-2201 area code 1 area code. Yep, WPIX channel 11.
Yeah, I know my old addresses. I think I know my
nowhere without. I go to the same place and still GPS it.
Yeah,
the same place and still GPS it.
Oh man, but you know what? It's real because it's crazy. Because like I still remember my old, and I haven't lived in Yonkers in years. 914-965-2201 area code 1 area code. Yep, WPIX channel 11.
Yeah, I know my old addresses. I think I know my of tech field, and you're, like you said, it's not a job, but it's a career. You're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a livable wage for the most part. But then there's other industries, you know what I'm saying? Well, that are like, okay, like fast food, for instance, or a Walmart greeter, there's stuff like that. Like your jobs they come in for your job in the form of a robot or artificial.
They see it every day at work.
Right.
They
so it's
see
like
that shit across the register.
The register, self-checkout and all that is like, look ahead, right? Is your job easily replaceable with technology or, AI? If the answer is yes, you need to move, like you said, shift yourself into a field where there is some more wiggle room in the future. Otherwise, it's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying?
Or if you're in the fast food lane right now, if you're in the fast food industry, right? Figure out how to create your own fast food chain for starters, right?
Right.
Or if you feel like you can't handle that, try to buy a franchise. Try to own one of the franchises of the fast food restaurants you're working at.
I'd buy Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I mean, whatever it is. Or here's the thing: nothing. I don't care what nobody says will replace good old-fashioned cooking. You're always going to need food. Teach yourself how to become a chef.
What about those robots that they trying to? I see them all the time. The mechanical arms flipping
making
stuff.
Pizza and stuff. Yeah,
you know how you combat that? It's called eating healthier, right?
True.
Yeah, you got your robots over here. They give you all that processed food. 10 years from now, they probably have a robot that just dumps all the salt on it. There you go. Right.
And then Jay-Z, didn't he invest in a company that makes pizzas, or like the machine that makes pizzas and delivers in LA or somewhere? I don't know.
It's good. It's good business. It's good business.
It is.
But like you're saying, like, I heard you say, think bigger, right? Think larger than what you are, right? And then embrace the learning curve, right? Like, there's going to be a learning curve. Embrace that, Jen, because all you might know now is how to flip the burger around the register, but because you know how to flip the burgers around the register so well, when you do get your franchise or when you do get your robot set up, you'll know some of the important intricacies I messed up. You know what I mean?
I think you said it right.
Right. And here's the thing. I also want to point this out here too. Stop listening to the people that don't believe in what you believe, looking towards, right?
That's important. That's
seriously.
Huge. That's huge.
If you're saying to somebody, it's okay to talk to folks and communicate like, I'm really thinking about looking into the industry. And if they say, if the words come out of their mouth, I don't think you should do that, or you can't do that. If it's anything negative that comes out of their mouth, get away from that person right away. Don't even talk to them anymore about any future ideas or anything else. Focus on your world and then let them catch up. And then if they ask questions, of course, help them by the way, but help them. But if they say anything negative, that's the first red flag that they don't want you to succeed or look in another direction. That's the first thing.
Yeah, I add on, the people that do that, the reason they respond that way is because they don't believe it for themselves, right? So it's like, you say something, you tell them something, then they project onto like, I can't do that. That's not something. So
why should you
if
be able
I can't do it, you can't do it. And you gotta be able to see that right away. And like you said, block
right away.
Because
then on the reverse side of that, it's gonna be like when you do get to doing it, they be like, oh hell no, oh, buddy doing it, I'm about to get busy, dog, because ain't no way.
Right, that happens too.
You know what I mean?
So, you can do it, I can do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You inspire people. And
keep on inspiring.
And that's the great thing. It's room for everybody. But this is, I think, what the big C word, competition, holds a lot of people back because it's so competitive. They forget to collaborate.
Ooh, hit them with another C word. Yep.
Yeah, man. Like, don't compete, collaborate.
Yeah, work together, unify and thrive. Ain't that the word?
Exactly.
Unify and thrive.
Yes, and you'd be surprised how much more you accomplish. That's like when Twitter, right? I'll see somebody post a 0 day or whatever else. Congratulations. Like, that's hot. How did you do it? I would like to learn that. But then you have some people, they feel intimidated. Like, they'll say, oh man, like, I'm way behind. This person doing 0 days, everything, but not realizing that that's probably all that they do.
Right.
Is that. if that's all that they do, of course they're going to be better because that's all they focus on.
That's how I felt that in the tech when I was trying to do the OSCP and the hacking is like, you will get frustrated at what you don't know and what you're struggling with, and then see the next person thriving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I used to feel like that a lot. I'd be like, man, this motherfucker did it. He popped that box. He rooted this. And I'm like, I'm still struggling. So like, it is one of those things, but you have to, like you said, work at your own pace. Just take the knowledge in, know that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And have that.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah. All that.
Believe in yourself, man.
Say your damn affirmations, cuz. Fuck.
Facts. Affirm. And get away from the naysayers. They'll bring you down, bro. Crabs in the bucket. I've seen it.
Exactly. Put it this way. Negative people should have no place in your headspace.
Facts.
All right.
Quote number 17. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
Full of them, James.
But it's real because your light, like, think about it. Like, I'm saying this live on camera. I'm proud of you, man. I appreciate this show. I watched this show.
What a round of applause at?
So, man, seriously.
Thank you. Now it's been a long way. If you watch the first thing that we did 3 years ago, I was tripping over my words. I was so nervous, and that's just who I was at the time. But I feel like I've gotten better. King, we're doing good. I mean, we still here. This is season 2. We got Charles on. You know what I'm saying? You always see him commenting. You see him commenting all the time, so he does what he's not fibbing. You know what I'm saying?
Nice to finally meet you, brother.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. That's what I'm saying. I was amped because it's just like, and again, I love the independent route. I love that, man. Again, that's what it's all about. Why you think? Here's the thing. That's why you notice. I wear what I enjoy. I think people should start doing that. Wear what you enjoy. I like retro games, so I'm gonna wear retro shirts. I'm gonna wear anime. I'm gonna wear something different. Yeah, you gotta suit up, weddings and everything else. That comes with the territory, right? But at the end of the day, if you're not being true to yourself, it don't even matter. The rest's not gonna matter. Because again, eventually it's all gonna falter. Because I'll get that question like, hey, how the hell do you stay happy all the time? One, I'm not worrying about the same things that other people are worried about.
That's crucial.
Like, again, like
I don't watch the news for that reason. Yet, don't watch the news.
No.
Do not watch the news.
Like, again, I get up. I'm excited about today. I ain't thinking about the next day. I ain't thinking about yesterday. Because you can't change yesterday anyway, and you don't even know what you're gonna have to do tomorrow. So why even focus your energy on that, right? Focus on your circumference, what you can change around you today. You can't change people's minds.
Nope.
You definitely can't change people's minds. Definitely can't change what's going to happen to you, but you can change what happens for you by simply changing your mindset, your energy, and keeping your peace.
That's important.
That's it. Everything else is a bonus.
There it is.
Yeah, we usually ask for a word of wisdom to drop us off. I think you beat us to the
right.
Gosh almighty.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's real. That's all gems, man. People, if you're out there listening, you know what I'm saying, take this stuff in. Like, I know that you hear it in other podcasts, you hear it in other, social influence or whatever, but it's all fucking facts. You know what I'm saying? You got to do you, for yourself, and be happy. And forget the naysayers. Stop watching the news. That's one of the things I would say is most important for me, for my happiness. I don't watch the fucking news. I may have to see things because people post or whatever. I know some things, but I don't sit in front of the news and take it in and consume shootings, stabbing, from the outside, and all this stuff. Yeah, like I just don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Because those are energy crushers. Those are soul crushers. And that's
by design.
It's by design. And, the people that control the media are putting it there for a purpose.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
We're going to start right here. That's a great show. BSD Bandit.
I love it.
That's what's up.
Let the people know how they can find you, man. How do people find you?
You could definitely find me on Twitter. I live on Twitter. Pretty much I live on the internet. I just come outside for air. Right? So
there you go.
So I'm on Twitter, BSD Bandit. You can also find me on Instagram, BSD Bandit.
Thanks.
On Instagram.
All right.
And the court, like Facebook, I just, I post something here, there, or whatever, and I chill, watch one of my favorite shows. But
word.
So yeah, that's where you can find me. Hit me up. If you DM me or follow me, I will follow you back.
Facts.
And if you hit me up, I will answer you back. I will talk. I do talk. I'm not a bot. He's
a real person, right? And be sure to check out the videos. I know you do it every morning, or maybe not every morning, but like it's a lot, and it's gonna brighten your day up. It's the first thing you see, you be like, yo, I needed this. I promise you, you're gonna see it on the day that you need to see it. So follow BSD Bandit on all those platforms.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Brody.
Oh man, I appreciate y'all. Nice meeting you as well. We gotta do this again.
Facts.
We definitely will, brother.
We will. All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good night.
You too.
All right. Let me stop.
Later.